Alright guys, hope you're doing well and great. Alright, today in today's content we're going to be talking about how to book your entire calendar for the month or the full year, right? Based on this small system that we have created. So let's get into the contents for today. Now let's say if you are in a social media marketing or you're a business owner, either of that is okay, right? So now you have a system that you always ask your customer to book appointments, right? You could be a dentist, it could be a chiropractor, or it could be your hair salon, your manicure, pedicure, all those things, or even it can be your lawn mowers or somebody who does come and have to set appointments every now and then. So if you have that system in your business, or as a social media marketer or as a business marketing agency, if you want to create that for your client, this is how we're going to be working around on it. It's one of the sample or say system. You might have a different ways, or you already are doing this stuff. If you are, then that's good, right? If you do not, then that's good as well, because you're going to learn something new today. So in this content, I'm going to be sharing about how you do that and what are the system, what is the process flow, and how do we create and make sure that the calendar is booked for the entire month. Right, here's one of the quick things that I want to share. This is not for people who are thinking about using the client database for marketing. This is not about how good you are with your ads, because we are not going to be using anything with the social media ads and or anything like that, right? So this is going to be based on whatever the database the business has already in their contact, right? So if any business is more than like a 2 to 3 year, right, they probably would have at least minimum 200 customer contacts. So 200 customer contacts, and if they also take off days, say Sundays is off day, maybe let's say, then you got a 26 working day. So here's how we're going to work on. That's our little framework, right? So we have this business, right? So let's call this as a business. In this business can be anything, right? So as we mentioned here, this business can be anything that requires customer appointments. So customer needs to set the appointments and booked it, right? So how it's going to work is that this business requires customer to book the appointments. Now this business also has something called DB, database, right, in their records, in their whatever the software or the POS that they use, right, or the applications that they use, right, or the website that they use for the customer to book the appointments, right? So they have this database. Now as a business owner or as a agency owner, that's going to be your task. So you're going to ask the customer, the database, you're going to take the database and you check for the frequency of that customer, or of each customer basically. So frequency of this customer. So if the customer is using that business service more than 5 times, 6 times, you actually do not need to do any marketing on them, because they like it. So that's the reason they're coming every now and then, and they're spending at least $100 to $200 a month. So you don't need to market them. But here we are looking for customers who are coming at least once in a week, 4 times in a month, the max cap, and at least their customer who are at least coming 1 time in a month. So beyond 4, we don't want to target them, because they are coming in anyway to the business. We don't want to bother. Let them take a time. If they do not visit for a couple of weeks, then that's the time, and then we want to kind of remarket them and say, let's see what's going on, right? If not, then our cap is between 4 and 1. The guy who comes at least 1 time in a month, and the guy who at least comes once every week, so 4 weeks, right? So frequency rate. So we're going to categorize in these 3 sections. So the guy who comes 4 times in a week, we're going to call this guy P1. The guy who comes 2 times, that basically means every 2 weeks he comes 1 time. So we're going to call this P2. And the guy who comes one time in a month, we're going to call this guy P3, right? So now the P1 is coming every week, but we want to make sure that they come again, right? So for that reason, what we have to do is to send them a notification. Say that, hey, how's it going? We saw that you've been coming in every now and then, but here's the reward that we want to give it to you this time. Or, of course, next time as well, anytime, right? But for now, for the next week, how about if you come in and we give you 10% discount? Here's a good deal. If you're going to get another client for us, another business for us, we're going to give you 10% to your friend as well. So that person might want to just help you out, right? And so when they come in, they're going to get 10%. Also, they would like their friend, because they've been using your service for quite some time, so they want their friend to also use your service. So they'll invite their friends, and their friends will also use their service. Basically means that the new guy is going to be added into the database, and for that reason, we're going to give them 10% discount to both, right? And then similar to the same scenario, we're going to send a message to P2, the guy who comes 2 times in a week. We're just going to send him a reminder. He said, hey, if you come in, bring a new guy, we're going to get you 15% off on your service, and as well as your friend, whoever you're going to bring in, and we're going to add that guy in our database. P3 is going to be 20%. The guy who just comes into the store for only one time in a month, we're going to give that person 20% if he comes with somebody else. If you bring in somebody into the business, we're going to give him. The reason why we want to give more to the P3 is because we want him to come back. Not only that, we want him to bring somebody else. So when he comes in with somebody else, he's going to get 20%, and he's going to introduce another person with 20% off. Right? So we are encouraging the P3 who's coming at least one time in a month to at least help us out. Bring in one more customer, get 20% discount. The average is 15. They can bring in, that's good. But here's the thing, sometimes they'll forget it. Sometimes they're busy. They just forgot about the date, and probably they might just want to go somewhere else, right? Okay, I'm going to go there this time. No, so before they go there, you want to send them a notification. Hello, what's going on, right? Shall we book again for next week? How about for that day, right? And we're going to give you 15% discount. That's what you're going to catch. Now, you'd be wondering, like, why are we giving the P1 only 10%? See, the P1 knows about your business already. Just like if he or she is visiting to your place more than 5-6 times a month using these services, right? That basically means per services we are looking at the transaction value between 50 to 70, or say above $50. So if you're looking at any transactions above $50, if this guy is coming in 4 times, he's spending 200 in your location. So if the other guy who's above like a 5 to 6 time, then they are spending about like $300 in your place. So basically they know already that they do not come for their price. They come there for the service. So you don't have to even market. But if you want to give some sort of a discount, that's something that you can do it. But you don't want to bother them because they're coming in anyway. But you can send them some sort of incentive once in a month to be a loyal customer. It's not about ignoring them, but also appreciating them, and we want to offer them in a different way. But if there's a little package for all these customers. So if you want to enroll yourself for the next class, that we have for Propel X. So the link will be in the description. Okay, so that's what we're going to be offering. Now, how you do that is another question. So as we already categorize the frequency of the customer, right, and we want to give them an offer. So basically, this is going to be the appointments, right? Booking page and appointment. So you are asking them to agree, yes, and then asking them to book. So how do you communicate with this appointments to book? Is by the database. This database has basically 3 information, which is very important. That's all we needed. The first thing is their name, email, and then 3 is phone number, right? Usually you don't want to do a phone, maybe you just want to do a text, but good thing is you have the name. Second good thing is that you have the email. You already have the name, you have already email. Send to all of them. This to this guy, send every week. To this guy, send every 2 weeks. To this guy, at least send once in a month or twice in a month, to make sure they come back here. Confirm your email and set the booking. And if this booking is taking, like, say 50%, right? 50% is the existing customer who is coming into your business, pre-book the appointments. And if they at least bring in 5%, you are at least getting 5% because of your system. You're adding on 5 to 10%, basically, a new customer, because you are prompting them to bring in and get a discount, not only for them as well, for the new people who they're going to bring into the business, right? So this is one of the framework that you can work around. Here's one thing that it's going to be very helpful for the business owner if they do not want to do all these things as a business, marketing agency, SMMA. You can take over this. Tell them, hey, you know what? The way we're going to be marketing this time is to fill your calendar, but not using Facebook marketing or YouTube. It's going to be a call. It's going to be some sort of a magic, all right? The magic is here, the genie. The sorcery is here, basically, the database. The business owner does not know how to use this. I know it. 80% of the business owner doesn't know because they don't have. It's not because they do not know. It's just because they don't have the time to do that. It's very important for them, but they have bigger transactions to look into. So if you can just help them out and say, hey, I want to be a team member of you. How about I'm going to be working on this one. This is going to be my fees. If you have to hire, it's going to cost you maybe like $3,000, $4,000 for a new employee. How about half of the price for me? And I'll just fix it, everything for you. Basically, like in the previous video, as I mentioned, you don't have to show how you do it, but you have to show what it is, right? That's just a trade secret, by the way. So you got the customer database, you check the frequency, you offer the invitation for the incentive. Basically, you offer the incentives, inviting them to take the appointments, bring in new customer, fill your booking for the entire month. This way, you save a lot of money. Many business doesn't know, right? But now you know it. So if you're a business owner, use this. If you're not a business owner, basically, when I say business owner, you own a physical store where you're the service provider in terms of, those massage therapist, chiropractor, dentist, hairstylist, personal care, all those things. But then if you are a business owner in a social media marketing agency, you can come up with this format, flow, and then use the automation services. So I'm going to share you, there's a lot, but I'm just going to give you 2 points here, because I want to keep a little bit of a secrets for my course too, right? So here's what I'm going to tell you. Use this Instagram bot, right? The autoresponder. So how does the autoresponder work? You post the content and it says, type this, let's say one particular word, right? Let's say 10% off on the service, right? 10 off. And they type in the 10 off and DM you. So when they type the 10 off DM to text and DM you, automatically the bot will send a link, say, or a text message. Thanks so much for opting us, this service, and here's the link to book for your next appointment. Please pick the date and the time, and you're all set. We'll call you an hour before or a day before your, and let you know that you have a booking with us, right? So that is, everything is going to be automated. You don't even have to check the calendar, because whatever the customer has booked through that DM, everything is going to be recorded in your calendar, right? And then you're going to get the notifications that on your email. It's easy, right? Very similar to that. You can use that in Facebook as well, your messenger, right? And the email. Well, I like the email because you already have the email. You can personally greet them and also send a kind of a maybe funny text or a recent experience or some sort of additional features that you want to personalize to the customer. Something like that, you can share it to the customer and send a personal message and offer them. Similar to that, when you offer them, you don't write like a bunch of like a 500 or 600 text. Just write about like 50, 60 texts, just like your Twitter text, right? Send it off, give them a link, say please book here, and we will call you an hour before or a day before the appointment to make sure that you're all set, right? The cancellation rate for all these guys, the 10 P1s are not that much. The cancellation rate is actually most of the time is with the P2, the middle guy, because that's a reason it comes at least twice. Chances are, because if this guy, the P1, the P3 guy, if he just postponed or he come late, he's going to be a very dirty guy basically, because he needs to get in, clean himself, or whatever the things that they have to do, get the service. If he miss, he's going to be like missing for the next month as well. So this guy rarely will miss, but the guy who misses these appointments or do the cancellations are the P2 guy. So you want to pay attention to the P2 guy as well, right? So that's what I want to share with you in this content for today, guys. So if you want to really book your calendar for the whole month or for the whole year, this is what you can do. I won't say go for the month for a year. Just go for the next 60 days, 2 months, and rotate it. And once you have that system already in place, once you have the automation of email, the DM things, right? It's very easy, man. So make sure that you are with this campaign, you are not just providing the service to the existing customer. The intention to do this campaign or this program or these strategies to make sure that these guys are coming back, plus they are bringing new customer along with them. So we want to double up the customer base. So if the show rate, say we send 200 contacts, the show rate is about, let's say, 100. But if they got one new person, right, and that is, let's say, 50%, so we got 50 more, right? That basically means we have a database of 200 before, now we have added 50, so we got a 250 in total. So that means down the line, if you have to retarget, it's going to be much easier for you because you have more people, contacts, informations in your database. Now you can just loop the whole thing. Unless you want to upgrade, you want to move to a new location, or if there is some sort of a new product line that you want to launch, right? This system is kind of good enough. But here's one of the things that as a social media agency you have to know. This is very easy work actually, but you're not gonna be making good money out of this, because it's mostly, if you're smart enough, it's automate basis, right? So mostly the AI will take care of all the work. You just have to set it up, the initial part, right? Once you set it up, the rest AI will take care of it, and when the business owner knows, they might not want to pay. But this is a good chance to start with 1 and go to the next 10, because if you can prove them that you can bring in the clients, fill the calendar, then I can bet you that the business owner would want to keep you for the next program as well, which is going to be their ad campaigns, the promos, the new locations, or the brand promotions, all those things. And it's easier to get clients because if you are able to get good, return to this business owner, they will, and when you ask them, hey, can you refer me to some of your friends, they will of course do that, unless they don't like their friends, right? So yeah, that's the thing. I hope that was helpful for you guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to share your comments and feedback in the comment sections. And about the training that I was talking about earlier, so it's about the Propel X that we're going to be launching, and that course is about digital marketing, building brands, and licensing the business, right? So it's a hell lot of a thing, but it is good to know. If you want to learn entire things, good, we already covered it up. But if you only want to specifically learn the digital marketing, and everything is planned with the step by step in every details, right? So we want to make sure that you're not going to missing out any puzzle basically. So the course is designed that way. So if you guys are interested to take part in the course, feel free to register yourself in the description. The link is in the description, and I just need your email address for now, your name, right? Just fill the form, and I will get back to you whenever we are ready to launch the course. Everything is done. I just need the first 100 folks to enroll in there. So once we are all set with 100, we're going to be starting the course, and I'm not going to take until we finish the course itself with the first 100. I'm not going to take any new students. So basically, within the first 100. So if you have any questions, guys, feel free. You guys have my email. In the meantime, if you know anybody who likes to know all these kind of contents, friends, family, mom, dad, right? Just send them the link, let them subscribe. You subscribe as well, and support each other, right? All right, guys, until the next video, you guys have a good day. Take it easy. Cheers.